I
Good
like that. Chicka chicka
morning.
choo. Hey, hey, hey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to our podcast, first airing show of.
A pair of thoughts.
I'm your host, Slim.
And I'm your host, Relay.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I want to give a thanks, really quick shout out to William Tryon. He actually did our intro song. So thank you
Yes.
so much.
Cheers to
Cheers.
William.
Cheers.
It's not morning time, just in case you're wondering. I don't want you to think I'm drinking early in the morning. It's actually afternoon. Um, in my part of the woods, and it's probably still morning where you are. Regardless, based on our backgrounds, we both are in sunny California, obviously, right?
Yes, we are. Palm trees. Who loves them? I do. Anyway, it's about
Anyway,
11:41 here, and I'm having my first cup of morning coffee.
and it's 1:41 here, and I'm having my first cup of afternoon delight on this football Saturday because football season is back.
I know you're
Yes, they
super
are.
excited. That's like your favorite thing in the world.
Yes, I'm super excited. You know, I'm a diehard Saints fan, and we have a bye this weekend. But so far, I think we're 3-2. Not too bad of a record. What about you guys?
So we are also 3-2, and we're playing the Raiders tomorrow, so it's going to be an awesome Sunday to all of
Oh,
those Raider fans out there that love to hate on the Broncos. You know, that's one of our rivals. So between them
yes.
and Kansas City and the Chargers, which we lost to the Chargers last week, but I do believe the Raiders lost to the Chargers too. So, anywho,
Yes. Do we remember when we
oh, we didn't
went? I
play the
guess it was
Chargers. Have
two
we
years
played the Chargers?
ago.
I don't
Remember
even
we
know who we
went to
played.
the Denver Raiders game 2 years ago, and it was like butt cold. I think my fingertips, my
Oh my
toe tips,
gosh.
my
That was
nose
the
tip all
yes, that
froze.
was the last season game of the year for 2019. It was their last game and they played the Raiders and we won.
It was
Yes.
like December the 29th or something, but it was so cold. We
So
had hand
cold.
warmers,
Yep.
um,
Jackets.
in every single pocket, every
Yep.
bra socket, everywhere. I think I even like burned some of my skin on my boob because I had the heat packs in there. But it was so much fun though. I
And
can't
I
remember who
am
won because
a
my brain froze.
right. I'm a Denver fan and she showed up in all Raider gear.
What?
Way to support your
Raiders.
sister. You're not even a Raider
That's my
fan, you're a Saint fan.
it's my mother was Saints Raiders. So as a result, Saints Raiders. Never Denver. I don't even know where Denver came from.
I love arguing with my whole entire family, so I needed something to be able to talk crap about. And of course, the best choice would be the perfect color, orange and blue. Have you ever looked at the orange and blue together? It's actually quite a magnificent ensemble.
No.
Those
Kind
colors
of
go
like
great
Halloween.
together. It's not Halloweenish because
Kind
it's
of Halloween.
blue and orange. It's more like a fresh orange, like right here with this blue background sitting in my hand. So it's
Not to
Victoria's
pull up
color.
race, because everyone, I don't want to pull race up and everything. However, are there any other black Denver Bronco fans?
Yes, I saw them at the stadium. Yes, there are. I know a few
No, I
personal
think they were there for
fans.
the.
I know a few. Cortez has a friend named a cousin Aaron who is a Bronco fan. We shipped him stuff after our game won. There's a few Bronco fans out there. They have Mexican,
Oh,
black, white, all kinds of fans that support the Broncos.
yeah,
Now,
I agree. And they have a black quarterback, so that speaks wonders of the team organization.
yes. Now you guys are just judging my team because we have no rowdy behavior. We are actually very poised fans.
The Saints aren't rowdy fans.
Oh, true. The Raiders.
No, we
The
party. That's the
Raiders.
best game to go to. Have you ever been to a Saints game? It's the party like no other.
The Raiders.
Mm, whole nother story.
Is your internet working correctly? Because you're like delayed.
I just told you I was delayed.
Anyway, it's going to look a little raggedy until we get the hang of this because I am actually producing this all by myself. I spent hours learning this system called Ecamm Live so that we can do a live podcast and post on YouTube. So you will be going through our trials and tribulations as I learn to work the system because I'm definitely not a technical person, to say the least.
It's okay, right? Hey, we want our viewers, our listeners, to go through our growing pains with us. It's the first time we're doing this. I think we've recorded like I don't know how many shows. We have
A
bloopers for
lot.
sure. We can share with you all at a later date, but we're like going to just have to hit the ground running regardless of the
The
technical
perfection that
aspects of it
comes
as
with
long
the produce. Yeah,
exactly as long as you hear what we're saying, the message is coming through, we're able to share our thoughts with you. That's the most important,
I
which
agree.
again is why we're called a pair of
Thoughts.
yes, and that is thoughts in your mind, not the THOTS, which refers to those hoes over there.
Which
Definitely
which
not
you
those
can
hoes
find
over there.
that definition in the Urban Dictionary. Just look up Urban Dictionary and it will
Yep.
break out thoughts. It's spelled THOTS. We are nowhere near that. I mean, you know, at all. So
Maybe one of us used to be, but I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
we'll get to that later. Anyway, we are not those those hoes over there. We are thoughts. We
She
use
can't
our
even
brain.
say it.
And we have thoughts we want to
I'm twisted.
share with our listeners. We have thoughts of all kinds
Yes.
of things, and we just want to talk about it. We talk to each other about 30, 40 times a day. And yes, we do. Literally. We get dressed together. We have breakfast together. We have lunch breaks together. We have lunch together. We drive. Well, I am back to work, so she drives home with me. And then we talk at night. And then it usually shuts down around what, 9?
About nine, yes, nine-ish, I think, when we
Yeah, but
finally
ninety
say
percent
good
of the
night.
time, she's my first caller in the day. 90%
Yeah.
of the
Speaking
time.
of which, back to work. Like, oh my gosh, this last year and a half.
Sorry, I can't do these hairpins. They sticking
This
me in my
last
head.
that
They,
happens
they're
when you
like
have a tiny eclipse. But the
pins.
last year and a half, we have
Mhm.
all gone through some pretty different experiences
Oh my God.
with COVID,
Who
right?
would
So
have
we were
thought we would
all in
have
this
ever lived through
all
a pandemic? An actual
a
pandemic.
pandemic. Like LA was shut down for almost a year and a half, right?
LA still shut down.
Like,
You still have to wear a mask. I think you have to show your vaccination some places. I haven't gone anywhere since the law's been in place because I went to Freezona the other day. Pretty much like,
and
the other
then
states in the South.
the different states I've been in have been pretty much open, which is interesting how the different states have regulated how you maneuver through this
Amazing.
pandemic. But needless
Mhm.
to say, it has been an experience. I think a lot of us have found time to reflect on our lives and figure out what we want to do different, what we want to do better. Some of us use the opportunity to work out and lose weight. Some of us use the opportunity to eat,
Yeah.
which I did. I think I gained additional I don't know, 50 pounds or so, but I
Right,
am
right.
on
So,
my
like,
way back.
literally, what? I lost 30 pounds during the pandemic. I did the
You
I,
lost.
IF. Remember earlier this year, I did the IF and I dropped like at least 20 or 30 pounds. It was a lot.
I, IF.
And it
What the
only
IF is
lasts
what? Interterrestrial, what? Fasting? Like, what did you do? What's IF stand for?
intermittent fasting. You haven't heard the abbreviation for that?
Well, I have, but I just want to make sure the
If. It's
audience
called
knows
if.
what you're
Have you
referring to.
if
It's not
lately?
a eat.
I'm ifing right now. I'm intermittent fasting right now, which means I only eat a certain
So
amount of
it's
times
if
during
you
the
eat
day.
or when if you don't.
IF. IF. Intermittent.
I
I
get
stands
what
for
it is. I'm
intermittent. F
asking you
stands
to
for
explain
fasting.
it to the audience.
Well,
Intermittent
I'm going
fasting. What
to.
is
It means you
yes.
eat in a certain period of time. You could do 7 to 6. You could do 8 to 5. You could do it however many hours you do. So I prefer to not eat until about like 1, 12:30, 1 o'clock. And then I'll eat up till about 7 o'clock. And I try to just kind of maintain my food intake around that time frame. I was doing it for a minute. I was doing really, really good. And then I fell off the wagon. And I pretty much put dango near half the weight back on. So I'm pretty much back where I started. And I'm going to start again. I'm going to walk again. I'm going to somehow get
What's I
myself to
guess
the
do
gym
you
again.
what are some of the pros and cons of I IF if I
So I
eat
think
when I eat?
now I don't know if this is because I'm like premenopausal or whatever it is, but I thought I was like shedding like a ridiculous amount of hair. I was getting like gobs of hair in the shower. right? And so I started taking the collagen powder, which kind of helped kind of put some of it back. But I read that hair loss is one of the negative side effects of intermittent fasting because your body's not getting certain nutrients. So then I tried to like double up on vitamins and supplements to try to supplement what I was missing, and it seems to have worked. But then I start eating again, and eat. It's actually not even the eating; it's the alcohol. Like, who doesn't want one or two cocktails a day after dealing with people? Who doesn't? It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Just something to bring you down, especially when you have like such a high personality, like a high strung personality, meaning I'm just always busy doing something. Like, I need something that's just going to kind of relax me and bring me down. And fortunately, alcohol does that for me. I'm not an alcoholic because
Well,
I
I'm not.
only have one or two drinks.
Well, I'm not an eater. I'm not a big eater. However, my weight gain comes from alcohol, and so when we first went to this COVID, everyone working from home, no one can leave the house. I think I drank every day. I know I put on an additional 50 pounds just from drinking. I know that for sure. And I even bought like a Peloton. Well, I bought Soul Cycle, not Peloton. So Soul Cycle is like a Peloton, but it's from a different company, Equinox, I think it is. But regardless, it does the same thing. Bought that, bought some workout stuff, ordered some workout videos, did none of that, drank myself into an additional 50 pounds. And now I'm on the trajectory down. So I'm back working out again, exercising. I've lost 15 pounds, thank
Well,
God.
part of your 15
Just
pound
from,
loss was due to your walking pneumonia.
well, some
You
of
haven't
that.
been
And
you
then
have
also,
you have not been doing a Jane Fonda over there. You've been doing a Jane, but
but
not a
I had
Jane
started
Fonda.
prior to
And so
me
a
getting
lot of your
sick. I
weight
was
loss
working out
has
every,
come
no,
from your
no, no.
walking pneumonia.
Prior to me getting sick, I actually was running, working. I was running every day and doing my bike. I had also actually
So
lost
I just
11
want the
pounds.
listeners to know
Hold on,
she
let me
runs
finish. I
walk,
didn't
but
interrupt.
I've
I
never
did not
seen
interrupt.
her run
Hold
in my
on.
life.
Hello. I
Ever.
did the couch to
Ever.
5K. Couch to 5K. So what I
So
did
you could run a
was you do
5K?
intervals. You run two, no, you run 2 minutes, you walk a minute and 30. You run 2 minutes until you get your endurance up. So I had made it to week 3 and then I got sick. What I was trying to say is I'm not an eater. My weight comes from liquor. So what I did do to also help me lose weight and I also lose my tummy fat, which isn't quite gone. All of it isn't gone yet, but it looks much better than it did. Is stop drinking every day. So now when I drink, is during the weekend, football, Saturday, Sunday, and I don't drink during the week anymore because that is what was contributing to my weight gain. Because I'm not
Gotcha.
an eater. So yes, I have lost weight due to being ill for one, as well as putting the work in and changing my diet. But I'm still working. I still got another 10 or 15 pounds to go. So we'll see what happens. But
So is
it's a
your
focus of
is
mine.
your nickname Relay because you run relays? Is that why your nickname is Relay? You avid runner?
So why would you be called slim if you thick though?
Because I once was slim,
Because
like
you
I was
thick,
really slim,
you
huh?
slim thick, slim thick,
Hmm.
slim
Yeah.
thick.
No,
Okay.
I don't want that name. I mean, I think it's aspirations for sure. Something to look forward to. It represents the past and the future, maybe not the present. I was once
Was
slim.
there
I
were
will be
so
slim again.
during this COVID reflection time, was there anything about yourself that you tapped into? Because there was a lot of time spent, a lot of people spent a lot of time alone, a lot of time to think, right? You're not busy with the hustle bustle, not going out to dinner, not, you had a lot of time alone, like just to sit in the house and really think. Was there any aha moments for you during this period that where you felt like, okay, I'm going to do this different, I'm going to be different, or I love this about me, but I want to change this about me? Any of any like aha moments pop up during this whole quarantine shutdown period?
Oh, most for me, definitely. I think it happened for a lot of people in relationships. Sorry. Um, the whole I've learned that I love me. I like my independence. I love my space. I for the longest time was kind of beating myself up because I couldn't understand why I wasn't the marrying type. Why I was married once for a very short period of time. And I was beating myself up about it, and that's not really me. And it's okay to not be me. It's okay to be different, right? You told me once a while ago, fixed mindset, growth mindset. A fixed mindset is being stuck in a situation or stuck in a position with no opportunity of growth or looking forward to the future or improvements or anything like that. And so when I actually looked at that, I was fixed on having these dysfunctional type relationships just to say I had somebody, right? And so I've gone through some transition over the year. And I've learned that I love me. I like who I am. I like what I do. I like my freedom. I like to get up and go and run around town with my sister. I like to do things with the kids without feeling guilty for being responsible for another person's. I'm sorry if it sounds selfish, but it's just what it is. That's what I figured out. And also that I love to learn. Yeah. And I think also too is there's so many opportunities to kind of work for myself. What are those? So I spend some time kind of evaluating those situations. How about you? What did COVID do for you? Or the self quarantine, what did that do for you?
Um, I was able to dig into also, of course, Portland to work. I think, and also really identify what's next for me because I wasn't really sure from a career perspective what was next for me. So I've been able to really focus on that. I think one of the biggest aha moments that for me has been to there's a couple of things. I read this book called The Four Agreements, right? And it's an amazing book. I'll have to get the author for you guys. But
What's it called?
basically, The Four Agreements. He was a guest star on Oprah. We read it at work, read the book at work. And it's a quick read, and I recommend everyone do it. But basically, the Four Agreements is about personal freedom. So when you read it, there's different parts of it. It just teaches you how to not carry everyone else expectations on your life and how to live your life that you want to live, right? So everyone has these like expectations of you or has all these rules for you. You learned it in church, you learned it from your parents, like what you can and can't do. And this is sort of a book that teaches you about freedom and then how to make agreements with yourself to live the life that you want to live. And so the four agreements, there's four of them. The first one was be impeccable with your word. And that one is basically like, do what you say you're going to do. When you make a commitment to yourself, example, being working out, right? If you make a commitment that I am going to work out and I'm going to do this and dedicate this, when you make that commitment, stick
Mm-hmm.
to your word, right? If you tell somebody you're going to do something, do it, right? If you tell yourself you're not going to tolerate certain behavior, don't
Don't
tolerate it.
tolerate it.
So there's a huge part about being impeccable um, to your word, right? That's one of the agreements. Um, And what it says is, in essence, this agreement focuses on the significance of speaking with integrity and carefully choosing words before saying them out loud, right? The other agreement, too, was don't take anything personally. How often do we take what people put on us and we internalize it, take it
All the
personal? We
time.
allow it to
All
get
the
in the
time.
space in our head,
Yep.
dictate who we are. It suppresses us from being who we want to be. It gives us doubt on our
Yep.
capability,
Right.
on our character. So don't take anything personal.
Yep.
People have their own mindsets and thought process on how they feel. What Let them have that. Don't
Yes.
let allow them to put that on you. I think the other
Right.
one was don't make assumptions, which is, I think we talk about this a lot, positive intent. So don't make assumptions that what people are saying or what people are thinking or what you're hearing is it, right? Do some
Mm-hmm.
research, ask the questions, have a dialogue, better understand versus assuming the worst because oftentimes somebody will have like and it happens in text a lot, right? People will text you and then it's misinterpreted and you carry that assumption with you for a whole
Yep.
week and when you
Yep.
finally talk to them you find out that was not their intentions at all. You made a poor assumption. And then the fourth one was always do your best and anything you do give it 200%. But and don't give up. So always do your best. But anyway, it's a book about freedom, and for me, it was a big release through that, and it led me to meditating more, learning how to love my inner self, learning how to let go of things that I can't control, and always trying to find the light in the darkness, right? The light, there's always light and darkness, what is that like? And looking at stuff as a journey and a learning experience
Hmm.
versus a mistake, right? That
Yeah.
holds you down. So that's a
Exactly.
little
And
bit
it's
about me.
crazy that it seems like you and I, without, because I didn't even know that you read this book, even though I talked to you 20 times a day, you never mentioned it. But it seems like our paths were
I
kind of on the
sent you the
same.
book to read. You
You didn't,
discarded
did you
it
send it to me?
because you didn't
No, you
send it
gave
to
me
me.
the other book, which was,
Self intuition or
yes,
self
yes,
self.
yes, that book you gave me. You didn't give me this other book. But it's funny
Oh, I
that
got
you
it.
read the book. I wonder if this is a twin thing or not, because I was on my mission with trying to identify myself and not live within the boundaries of everybody's expectations. At the same time, I'm trying to finish my degree. So I was reading a book called Dialogue, and it's called On Dialogue by David Boehm. And it's the same thing, except he's speaking about dialogue and open communication within an organization. But those tools can also be used for yourself, and it's called
Mm.
there's no one stop thinking process, right? Everything is infinite, right? You can always keep going and going and going with a thought, right? So don't make assumptions. There's always something behind an issue or something behind a comment. Dig more, talk to people,
Yeah.
understand more, pay attention, be involved. I mean, with
Yes.
that comes empathy and love too. If you pay attention and listen to people, all this race stuff and hate stuff and fighting stuff will go away. If you just stop to listen to somebody, just because you feel that way doesn't mean that everybody does. And it doesn't mean that your thoughts are wrong. That means that that's something for you, for yourself, but it's not necessary for
Exactly.
everybody else. And so
Yeah.
we have normal
Yeah.
standards and guidelines that we live by just for the sense of living together in a civilization, right? Just social guidelines. But we've lost a sense of dignity and respect for individuality for sure. For sure. And we need
Oh
to
yeah.
get back to that.
I think
And
another thing that I experienced that I hadn't before was this whole thing. So I went to a Reiki specialist, and what they do is someone who is has a special connection with energy, with the spirit. And what you do is you go to this specialist, you lay on a table, and they basically it's like a counseling session, right? They never physically touch you, but they use their hands to kind of scan over your body to find areas of energy levels. What you can discover from this is okay, if there's a certain energy level around different chakras, right? There's seven chakras. Then it can kind of tell you if there's any health issues potentially going on for you to follow up with the doctor to see, what's happening. It'll tell you if there's any emotional distress happening that
mhm.
darkens your light or energy or takes away your energy, so that you're free. It's a way to help counsel you to identify your areas of opportunity to work on, to be able to give you this freedom so that you can get closer to your intuition, closer to the spirit, to know what your purpose is. So I've been going through that journey through this quarantine, and I've discovered quite a bit about myself, and I'm still trying to figure out how to get closer, how to release certain things that kind of hold me down through meditation and
Can I
things,
say
and just
something?
kind of
Your
keep my
energy
chakras
levels are
open.
coming through your computer because you like freezing.
Well, that's not my
That's your
fault.
energy levels. Ricky, your laptop or your Wi Fi. Now it's
You're
better.
the damn producer and tech
Wiggle
because you
your.
did something.
I didn't do anything. I haven't touched anything. But I love what we're talking about. You're back on target. And I don't want to go into much of a rabbit hole about it, but I definitely want people to
This
know
is
we will
something for me
have,
too.
we definitely will be
I'm
having
sorry.
future shows kind of talking about, our journey and where we're headed and what's going on. And what's been like really awesome about all of this is gaining a whole nother appreciation for like life and
Yes.
how important it is and how not to sweat the small stuff. I know during this whole COVID event, a lot of us have experienced tremendous amount of sorrow and grief, and people have lost family members. We've lost friends. It's a sad time, but it also gives you appreciation to live in the moment.
Yes.
Um, Fulfill your commitment or your purpose, right? And this goes all the way back. Remember Purpose Driven Life, that book that came out a while ago? It's
Yes.
still,
Uh-huh.
that's something that just
PDJ.
sticks with you,
PDJ.
yeah, for the
I
rest
still
of
read
your
it.
entire life. It's like, what is your purpose? What am I set here to do? What is my
To do.
responsibility
Yes.
to society? And what is my responsibility, as I am a religious person, I am a Christian. My background is Christianity. What is it that you're going to do to spread God's love? And I have no problem saying it on my podcast. And comments are definitely welcome. If you don't agree, you don't agree, but appreciate my stance. And spiritually,
Yeah.
I am a child of Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior. And I want to make sure that I'm spreading His love and His word, when I can, as often as I can, through actions, right?
Mm.
Treat people with kindness and respect. It's
Oh
easy. It's
yes.
not that
And some
difficult.
people are just evil for no reason. I'm
Some
like,
people are
what
just
the
ignorant. All these dang on videos on TV don't make no sense at all. Not one.
so so
Who
so
throws clothes in a store? Who, like, the stuff that they do? It's
yeah,
crazy.
crazy.
Mind
So
boggling.
so the other thing I think that I figured out or understood was how we've been filling our empty bucket, the
Hmm.
parts of us that are empty,
Hmm.
with material or entertainment. So one thing that happened during the shutdown is I was able to save quite a bit of money because
You
there was
couldn't
no
shop.
option to go anywhere, but I noticed I was doing a lot of things out of boredom, right? So I was able to really identify, are you really going out to eat because you want to socialize for entertainment? Are you bored? Right? So are you trying to fill some of these empty pockets with material or entertainment? Was kind of another eye opener for me. But let me ask you this, because you're going back to work, right? So my company has people going back to work on Monday, which is interesting because it's just going to be interesting to see the dynamic of it because people are still
Make
virtual.
grateful smile.
Back, oh. So how? I guess you spent a week back at work. Like, how's it been?
2 weeks. I don't even know why we're there.
Yeah. So like,
We're
walk
sitting.
me through
We're sitting in an.
going back.
Okay, so okay, going back to work. Of course, I went through the panic of clothes because all I've worn is sweats and shorts. So
Yeah.
I mean, what's a girl to wear to work? And no way. Speaking of materials, am I going to do a repeat of what I had 2 years ago? So I had that initial shock of, oh my god, I need clothes, and then, oh my god, traffic. And so I went into it as in my attitude this time around, which I didn't have it before when I was going, is I'll get there when I get there. I do my job and I'll leave when I'm done. And I'll get home when I get
Mm-hmm.
home. And so that sense of like urgency that triggers like immediate stress, like just rushing, trying to, I don't have that this time around, which is fantastic. I don't know if it'll ever come back, but I'm not going to go into it stress. I'm not walking into work with my blood pressure over, 96 bottom number, right? I'm not doing that.
Right.
And
Right.
another thing is, why are we even there? We're still sitting at our desk taking Zoom calls. And so it's super distracting. It's very loud. There's not a lot of people back. I don't think a lot of people came back, but some did. And it's 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We work from home Monday and Friday. And I'm just still trying to wrap my head around, why are we back with all the limitations? Like, I can sit at home and be even more productive taking calls from Zoom. But I don't run a company. I'm not the CEO. And if I want to have a say so, I guess I would start my own company. It's that simple. So it is what it
Yeah.
is. I'm just blessed to still have a job and be able to kind of maintain and take care of myself. So that's awesome until I can find something different, more exciting.
Yeah. Yes, yes. So we're coming towards like the end of the year. It's already October, which is crazy. Do you do New Year's resolutions?
No, I take every month to try to improve something. I
Okay.
stopped that a while ago because too much of it. You set a resolution, a New Year's resolution, but you don't understand things take steps to change and work on. So it's continuous efforts. And what happens is you do this immediate change at the beginning of the year, like, I stopped drinking, or I stopped curling my hair, or I stopped walking at night, or something like that. And then you find out that you have kind of like a withdrawal thing, and you fall back into those bad habits. If it's any change takes continuous work until it becomes a natural state,
Like a
right?
habit, right?
And people
Yeah.
don't change unless they want to change, right? I've been in,
Yeah.
yeah, that's another topic. But anyway, change comes within the heart of you wanting to do something different, wanting to get out of chasing your own tail, wanting to be better. And until you want that for yourself, it's not going to happen. New
Yeah.
Year's ain't going to give it to you. Lent ain't going to give it to you, right? So just keep that in
Yeah.
mind. So
Yeah.
we're
I
already at
agree. I don't
30
really
minutes.
I don't really do I don't do them either because most of the time I don't stick to them because they're unrealistic. So what
Yeah.
I've been doing is little bite-sized goals. that I can like to your point, just try to create a better habit and
Yeah.
then have it be like long term versus these little quick fixes. So we'll
So
see how
let's
that
have a
goes.
goal for our next recording, something we can do over the next day or two. I am going
Yes.
to go to the gym twice this week. So that's my goal. I'm going to go twice.
And I am going to continue only drinking on the weekends, and not during the week. And then I am going to get back to exercising 4 days a week prior to me getting sick. That's what
You
I'm
doing
going to do.
all that in 1 week?
Yeah, I'm going to work out anyway, and I'm just not going to drink during the week. That's easy.
Okay. Simple, easy,
Not that
baby.
I'm an alcoholic, however, with this high levels, like high intensity roles that we have in the workspace, it's easy to leverage a little cocktail to take the edge off. And so I'm not doing it because I'm a alcoholic, like I have a problem. I'm doing it because I want to lose weight, and I know that that's
Yeah.
limiting me my ability to do so. So I
Awesome.
will never
So,
say I'll go cold turkey, but I will say I won't do it Tuesday through Friday. No,
okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Well, I've committed to,
Because
I've committed
Monday
to,
night football and Friday is
I committed
Friday,
to
so we gotta.
a drink. I don't drink during the week anyway, most of the time, so that's not hard for me. However, I am going to go to the gym twice this week. So I
Okay,
will
we're gonna hold each other accountable to that.
shake, shake,
So
sister,
we'll
shake,
in
sister, shake.
shake, shake,
Wait,
shake,
do I
shake,
go
shake.
this way?
Oh, look at that! See, I need some arm
Woo.
exercises.
Mm, mm.
Not good. Not good.
Anyway,
This year is a big 48 for us, so getting
yes,
close to 50. I
yes,
said on my 50th birthday, I'm gonna be in the best shape possible. So I got
me
two
too.
years to do.
Yep,
So I'm
yep,
gonna. That's a commitment I made years ago, and I'm gonna stick to that. So
yep.
I still
And
have
she
2 years
can't
to
be
hit.
better than me, so of course I'd have to follow suit. So,
Yes.
okay, we are already 31 minutes in, and I don't want to bore our listeners. So we always end our show with a thought, a pair of thoughts, a thought for the day. So I'm gonna hand this over to her and let her do a quick, because she can be a little long-winded, but a quick thought to end the show, and we'll pick it up again later. You have a
So I'm
thought?
going to end you. Yes, I do. I'm going to end you with this thought for you to take and carry through the rest of the week. Hopefully, you've enjoyed some of the topics we've discussed today. We'll have many more, but wanted to just at least kick off our first show we've been working on for the last 3 years and say, hey, here it is. This is what you got. You guys can go. You guys can go through our growing pains with us, but and we want feedback. We want to know what you think. We want to know if it's insightful. Would you listen? What topics would you love to hear? But
Yep.
the thought I'm going to leave you with is
Hold on, I got
always
something
remember.
before you say your thought. Every time before you say a thought, I want to do this. So say ping me, sis, or something like that.
Ping me, sis.
That's your thought.
Always remember to smile. You never know who looks forward to seeing it. So, you never know who's watching you. You never know who's waiting for you to walk into a room. So, do it with a smile because people feed off of your energy and we need
Yes.
that energy to be positive. So, that's my
Thank you.
thought for today. So
Th-
corny.
Thanks, guys, for listening in. And again, this whole show will be a little bit more professional in the future. I'm trying to do it myself because I love learning new things, and you're going to go through the growing pains with us. I appreciate you guys listening in and participating. If you have any questions, please don't forget to kind of maybe add a comment at the bottom on the YouTube station and let us know if it's a go or a no go. If there's things you want to hear or not hear, we completely appreciate it. And
Yes.
thanks for watching us.
Yes. Thank you. And once again, I'm Relay because I
And
relay messages.
I am Slim. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Oh, that's the wrong ending. Again, I'm learning. So you ready for the end?
Yes.
And credits roll.